What if the WWF didn't succeed in purchasing WCW in 2001 and instead only purchased ECW? How different could the invasion have been with a more complete ECW roster? Well, that's the scenario we're exploring today using WWE 2K23 Universe mode. We kick off the first week of Monday Night Raw with tag team action. The tag team champions, the Hardys, battled the Dudley Boys in what was a thrilling chapter in a long and storied history between these two iconic teams. Post-match, the WWF fans were left bewildered when an Extreme legend made a surprise appearance. New Jack, decked out in ECW gear, stormed the scene. The speculation is rampant. Did New Jack sign with the WWF? Is he here to represent ECW? The questions linger as we ponder the implications. Is this the beginning of an invasion? In Match 2, the Hardcore title chaos unfolded in a triple threat showdown featuring Raven, William Regal, and the reigning champion Crash Holly. Now, the Hardcore title is synonymous with Bedlam, and this match lived up to the reputation. After a bizarre contest, the surprising outcome saw Commissioner Regal standing tall as the new Hardcore champion. But before Regal could bask in his triumph, the 24/7 rule reared its head. Just Incredible, donned in the unmistakable ECW branding, made an uninvited entrance. Regal's celebration turned into a nightmare as Just Incredible seized the moment, launching a sudden attack to become the new Hardcore champion. In our third match of the night, Chris Jericho faced off against the reigning champion, Christian, in what promised to be a classic encounter. But hold on tight, because this match was not going to be plain sailing, as the unpredictability of this episode of Raw continued. Just as Jericho appeared to be building some momentum, Rhino, a former ECW star, delivered a thunderous gore to him at ringside. The impact was enough to shift the tides in Christian's favor, allowing him to secure the victory and retain his Intercontinental title. Now, the presence of Rhino raises eyebrows. It's no mere coincidence that he's a former ECW star. The dots are connecting, and it seems like an invasion might be in the works. In our main event of the night, The Rock put the WWF Championship on the line against the Big Red Machine, Kane. But, in a surprising twist, the master manipulator Paul Heyman entered the picture, distracting Kane at a critical moment. This distraction allowed The Rock to capitalize and secure the victory, retaining his title. Now, the question on everyone's mind: what's the deal with Paul Heyman? Is he in cahoots with The Rock, or is he playing mind games to manipulate the situation? The plot thickens as we speculate on the motives behind Heyman's actions. We kick off Week 2 as the Hardcore title madness continues. Just Incredible, freshly crowned as the Hardcore champion, got a bit too confident for his own good. Determined to make a grand entrance into the locker room, he found himself face-to-face with none other than one of the locker room leaders, Hardcore Holly. In a swift serving of justice, Hardcore Holly lived up to his moniker. As the dust settled, it was Hardcore Holly standing tall, not just as the locker room enforcer, but now as the new Hardcore champion. In Match 2, Chris Jericho, seeking revenge for Rhino's interference last week, stepped into the ring to settle the score. The match was heating up with Jericho on the verge of the win, but before Rhino could tap out, the Titantron became the focal point. Jericho's attention was quickly diverted as he rushed to the aid of his father, who was currently sick and undergoing treatment. Before Jericho could make the save, a wild ambush awaited him on the entrance ramp in the form of Steve Corino. The two clashed in a fierce brawl, with Jericho eventually gaining the upper hand and tossing Corino off the stage. Yet, in the chaos, the wily Rhino seized the opportunity. With Jericho's focus momentarily diverted, Rhino struck, delivering a devastating gore that echoed through the arena. In our third match of the night, the stakes are sky high as three formidable competitors, Rob Van Dam, Kurt Angle, and the Crippler, collide in a match with a shot at the WWF title on the line. Rob Van Dam, making a grand entrance, shocked the crowd by proudly wearing the ECW heavyweight title around his waist. The message was clear. The invasion was more than just a whisper. It was a thunderous declaration. The match itself was a display of high-flying athleticism and technical prowess, but the momentum took a dramatic turn when Kurt Angle suffered an awkward fall on the ramp. The miscalculation opened the door for the other two competitors to capitalize on the situation. Rob Van Dam seized the opportunity, pinning the Canadian and earning the right to be the #1 contender for the WWF title. The victory not only solidified RVD's position, but also added fuel to the fire of the brewing invasion. In our main event of the evening, Kane and The Rock joined forces to face off against Raven and his surprise partner, with the anticipation building as the mystery unfolded. To the shock of the WWE faithful, the ECW icon, the Sandman, made his presence known as he entered through the crowd and over the barricade. The arena erupted with the realization that the invasion was taking a more tangible form. The match unfolded with the tension escalating, but chaos ensued at ringside as Taz emerged from the shadows, choking out The Rock. The WWF champ found himself incapacitated, leaving Kane to fend for himself against the extreme duo of Raven and Sandman. In what goes down as a huge upset, Raven secured the victory by pinning Kane, marking a significant triumph for the ECW invaders. The post-match scene grew ominous as it seemed Kane was about to face a brutal beatdown at the hands of the tribe. But just when it seemed all hope was lost, the unmistakable roar of a motorbike echoed through the arena. The Undertaker, on his legendary bike, stormed the scene, cleaning house and standing tall against the ECW invaders. We kick off Week 3 with an appearance from Commissioner Regal. Fueled by anger, he issues a challenge to anyone from ECW to come out and face him like a man. Who answers the call? None other than the hardcore icon, New Jack. In a clash that embodies the collision of two worlds, the Commissioner and New Jack go head-to-head. The chaos intensifies as Mustafa Sheed, New Jack's tag team partner from their gangsters days in ECW, makes a shocking return mid-match. The recklessness of the gangsters adds a layer of unpredictability to the ongoing conflict between WWF and ECW. Match 2, and Hardcore Holly defends his title against the ECW representative, Jerry Lynn. In a surprising turn of events, Jerry Lynn emerges victorious, capturing the Hardcore title. However, the celebration takes an unexpected turn as Jerry Lynn heads to the supermarket to buy a celebratory six-pack of Sprite. Jerry Lynn was then ambushed inside the store, and the assailant is none other than the 500-pound Big Show. In the end, the Big Show emerges victorious, becoming the new Hardcore champion. Onto our third match of the night, and Kurt Angle, fueled by a sense of injustice, clamors for a second chance at the #1 contendership. Angle argued that his previous injury had unfairly cost him the victory, and, by extension, the opportunity to contend for the title. Commissioner Regal, always keen on maintaining fairness, grants Angle's request. In a hard-fought battle, Van Dam emerges victorious, solidifying his position as the real deal. In the main event of the evening, tensions between two icons escalate in a non-title matchup. The Undertaker, ever the vigilant guardian, faces off against the reigning champion, The Rock. The Undertaker, wary of potential allegiances, hits the last ride and seems poised for victory. In an outrageous debut, the highly unpredictable Sabu makes his presence felt by ambushing The Undertaker, disrupting the match and leaving chaos in his wake. Paul Heyman, watching from the stage, applauds the chaos unfolding in the ring. The question lingers, could this be the beginning of a new alliance with The Rock defecting to ECW? We are now into Week 4, the final week before the Invasion pay-per-view. We open the show as the Hardcore title takes center stage in a triple threat clash. The reigning champion, Big Show, defends against the formidable Steve Corino and the returning Bradshaw, now flying solo with his partner Farouk sidelined. Initially, it's a classic case of WWF unity as they team up on Corino. However, alliances are fickle in the hardcore environment, and Bradshaw seizes the opportunity to turn the tide. Bradshaw beats up Big Show and captures the Hardcore title. Next up, the Commissioner and Tajiri step into the ring to take on the Gangsters, seeking revenge for last week's assault. However, the Gangsters emerge victorious, proving that their brand of chaos knows no boundaries. Post-match, the Hardy Boys storm the scene, delivering payback for the attack they endured at the hands of New Jack weeks ago, igniting a new chapter in the ongoing Invasion saga. In a bid to minimize internal feuds before the impending Invasion pay-per-view, Kurt Angle and the Crippler go head-to-head. Both are vital members of Team WWF, but personal beef from their recent encounters must be settled. In an intense battle, Kurt Angle secures the victory with his signature ankle lock, ensuring that Team WWF enters the pay-per-view united. In our main event of the night, Rob Van Dam and Sabu step into the ring to face Kane and The Rock, but the electrifying atmosphere takes an unexpected turn, right from the start. Kane, harboring deep suspicions and a lack of trust, throws The Rock out of the ring, believing that he may be defecting to ECW at the upcoming Invasion pay-per-view. To replace The Rock, the legendary Undertaker makes a surprising entrance, adding a new dynamic to the matchup. As the intense tag team match unfolds, the drama amplifies with each move. However, the situation takes an even more chaotic turn when the ECW icon, the Sandman, makes a dramatic entrance through the crowd. Armed with his signature Singapore cane, Sandman launches a ruthless assault on Kane and Undertaker, causing a disqualification and giving the victory to the Brothers of Destruction. The chaos spills beyond the confines of the ring, with brawls erupting all over the arena and even backstage. The tension reaches its peak when Sandman steals Undertaker's iconic motorbike and races it to the back. But the surprises aren't over yet. Paul Heyman enters the scene and signals to the back, unleashing Team ECW for the Invasion pay-per-view. One by one, the members of Team ECW emerge, each adding a layer of uncertainty to the impending showdown. Heyman promises one more shocking member to be revealed at Invasion, leaving the WWF roster and fans alike in anticipation of the unknown. Invasion is finally upon us, and we kick off the night with a hardcore championship brawl. Bradshaw faces the debutant Tommy Dreamer. However, the match takes an unexpected turn when ECW legend Terry Funk enters the fray. Funk, seemingly aligning with Dreamer, helps him secure the hardcore title by delivering a piledriver to Bradshaw on the outside. Funk betrays Dreamer moments later, hitting him with a piledriver of his own to claim the hardcore championship for himself. It turns out Funk might be playing for his own interests rather than aligning with ECW. Our second match is the battle for the WWF Tag Team titles, sees the Hardys defending against the Gangsters. The lack of in-ring ability of the Gangsters becomes apparent under the spotlight of a non-hardcore match, leading to an easy win for the Hardys, who retain their titles after Jeff hit the Swanton. The last man standing match between Sandman and The Undertaker is a spectacle of chaos and intensity. Sandman, entering on the motorbike he stole from Undertaker, puts up a valiant effort. However, the harsh reality sets in as he learns that crossing paths with The Undertaker is no small feat. The dead man puts Sandman through the commentary table and delivers a devastating last ride on the outside, securing the victory. The Undertaker takes back what is rightfully his as Invasion rolls on. Our fourth match is the Comin Event. It's not just a match. It's a battle that could redefine the landscape of the WWF. The stakes are high, with the question looming: could ECW take over WWF? As the ECW team enters one by one, the anticipation builds. However, before Rhino can make it to the ring, he is ambushed by Chris Jericho, seeking revenge for the chaos of previous weeks. Their brawl spills into the crowd, leaving the audience on the edge of their seats. With the mystery partner yet to be revealed, the suspense reaches its peak. The moment arrives, and to everyone's shock, it's none other than Cactus Jack, also known as Mick Foley. The crowd erupts as one of the biggest stars to come out of ECW is unveiled, a legend with a storied history in WWF, including multiple world championships and unforgettable matches. Team WWF, comprised of their own all-star lineup, enters the battlefield. The match unfolds with each team taking turns scoring eliminations until we reach the climax: Cactus Jack and Kurt Angle, the last two standing. In a battle of intensity and resilience, Kurt Angle locks in the ankle lock, forcing Cactus Jack to tap out. Team WWF emerges victorious in the inaugural Brawl. The implications of this match are monumental, setting the stage for the ongoing conflict between WWF and ECW. The main event of our Invasion pay-per-view is nothing short of a blockbuster, with both the WWF and ECW titles hanging in the balance. The Rock, the reigning WWF champion, faces off against Rob Van Dam, the ECW champion, accompanied by Paul Heyman and his ECW goons. As the match reaches its climax, the tension is palpable. The referee gets inadvertently knocked out, leaving The Rock to fend off the onslaught from ECW alone. Despite his valiant efforts, The Rock finds himself surrounded and overpowered by the ECW contingent. Suddenly, the arena erupts as Stone Cold Steve Austin makes a dramatic return, entering the ring seemingly to back up his old rival. The crowd is on its feet. However, Stone Cold delivers a Stone Cold Stunner, leaving The Rock out for the count. With the crowd in disbelief, Stone Cold exits the ring, allowing Rob Van Dam to capitalize, securing the victory and becoming the undisputed champion, with both the WWF and ECW titles in his possession. The shockwaves reverberate through the arena as Stone Cold re-enters and raises Rob Van Dam's hand, signaling his allegiance to ECW. The unthinkable has happened. Stone Cold Steve Austin has joined forces with Paul Heyman and ECW. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more WWE 2K23 Universe mode.